Hi there, welcome to Sukkos before Sukkos. Today we will be continuing in Perek Gimel Mishna Hay. Up until now we've spoken about the lulav, the hadassim, the aravos. Today Mishna Hay starts speaking about the esrog. The Mishnah says esrog hagozu v'hayovesh posel. An esrog which is stolen, or if it's dried out, it's posel. Stolen, as we've said before, it's not lochem, it's not yours. V'hayovesh, and if it's dried out, then it is not hodder, that's not beautiful, and that is posel. Shel asheru v'sho'ir hanidachas, posel if it's from that asheru tree, if it's from ir hanidachas, that is also posel, as we've explained. Shel orla posel, if it comes from orla, it is also posel. What is orla? The Torah forbids consumption of fruits of a tree in the first 3 years of the tree's growth. If a person ate from those, a person is not allowed to eat from those from the fruits of the tree within its first 3 years, and therefore the esrog is also invalid if it comes from that kind of orla tree, because it is not lochem, it is not considered yours, it's not yours for consumption, you're not allowed to eat from it. Shel truma tmeya posel. Truma is the tithe, the special tithe given to the kohanim, and it must be eaten by the kohanim. It must be had in a state of absolute purity. If it becomes contaminated, if it becomes tomei, the kohen is not allowed to eat from that truma, rather it must be burnt. So if the esrog was of truma which had become impure and had to be burnt, since the kohen was not allowed to eat from it, it is not lochem, it is not considered yours, and one cannot fulfill one's obligation. The kohen even would not fulfill his obligation with that sort of esrog. Shel truma tahira lo yito. Now, what if the esrog was from truma which was pure, which he was able to eat? Here too, lo yito, he should not take it. He should not use such an esrog for his daled minim. The reason is as follows: one is not allowed to make truma tomei. One is not even allowed to prepare it or get it susceptible for tumah. Now, in the laws of tumah, something which had, if there was a bit of water or moisture on an item, on food, that makes it susceptible for tumah. It can become impure only after some liquid had touched it. Now, since it's the regular way to put the esrog together with the lulav, which are with the hadassim and aravos, which very often you'll put on some water just to keep it fresh, that prepares the esrog for tumah as well, and therefore that is something which we keep away from, and therefore lechatchil, in the first instance, one should not use such an esrog. Ve'im notal, however, if he did use it, kosher, it is kosher. Carries on the Mishnah and says, shel demai, if it was from demai. What is demai? Now, in Eretz Yisrael, one has to take maestros, different tithes from the fruit. There was a time in Eretz Yisrael when they saw that the simple people were not proficient, they didn't know the laws of maestros properly, and they weren't taking tithes properly. And the Chachamim, the sages, Rabbi Yochanan instituted that any purchaser, anyone who buys from a simple person, must always take maestros, must always take the tithes, misofek, because there's a doubt whether that person took the tithes or not, and therefore he takes it from because of that doubt. The word demai comes from the two. It's a breakup of two words. Domai. This. What is it? What is this thing that we're? Has meiser been taken from it? Has meiser not been taken from it? And regarding an esrog which was of demai, so you got the esrog from someone who was an ignorant person who may not have taken the proper maestros from it. By Shammai poislin. By Shammai say that such a esrog is invalid because you have to take the maestros from it, because it is, and until you've taken those maestros, until you've taken those tithes from it, it cannot be considered lochem, it cannot be considered yours. But Beis Hillel validated. They say that it is fine. The reason being is because we find in halacha, we find in the Gemara, that there are times when the Chachamim were more lenient with demai, because it's only a sophic, because it's only a doubt whether this person has taken from the meiser from it. Perhaps he has in fact taken the meiser from it. Therefore, there were times, for example, one would be allowed to give demai to a poor person. So too, Beis Hillel say, the same way one can give demai to a poor person, one would be allowed to use the demai for an esrog. That is still considered lochem, it is considered yours, because it's only a doubt whether you have to take the meiser from it, whether you're not allowed to use it. Shel meiser sheini b'Yerushalayim, if it was from meiser sheini in Yerushalayim, then now there are certain tithes in the 7-year Shemitah cycle. There's certain years when one has to take a tithe from his fruit, and he has to bring it up and eat it in Yerushalayim. So if it was Ma'aser, this is called Ma'aser Sheni. If he had an esrog, and the esrog was part of this Ma'aser Sheni, and he brought it up to Yerushalayim, and he's in Yerushalayim, so he has this esrog, it's Ma'aser Sheni, he has to benefit from it in Yerushalayim. So Shal Ma'aser Sheni b'Yerushalayim, the law is Lo Yito, he should in the first instance not use such an esrog. The reason is the same as we said before with regards to the Trumah Tahira, and that is because the Ma'aser Sheni has to be kept, has to be eaten in a state of purity. One would be very careful not to get it wet in any way whatsoever, because that prepares it for a state of tumah, that makes it susceptible for tumah, and therefore the Ma'aser Sheni, the esrog from Ma'aser Sheni, one wouldn't want to use because it would get wet when it's together with the lulav and the hadasim and the arobas, and that's why in the first instance one should not use such an esrog. Then not, however, if he did use it, if he did take such an esrog of Ma'aser Sheni in Yerushalayim, kosher, it is valid because he's in Yerushalayim and he is allowed to use it. Therefore, it does fill the criteria of being lachem. However, it is clear that if it was Ma'aser Sheni outside of Yerushalayim, since he's not allowed to use Ma'aser Sheni outside of Yerushalayim, he would not be allowed to use it, and it would be possible, even b'di'evet, even after the fact, he would have to go and do the mitzvah once again with a kosher esrog. Have a wonderful day. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow when we'll continue with Mishna Vav.